When Red Riding Hood said the pack, Wolfie realized that she was talking about his town, about his family. And then they looked at each other for a moment and ran fast. They ran fast out of that forest and shots were on their heads, but he did the impossible to save her and protect her, and they did survive out of that forest. When Red Riding Hood arrived to his town, the whole pack was gathering around her, and the whole pack was howling. They were celebrating because they believed that Wolfie brought her as a dessert. And all of them were preparing to attack and strike. Then Red Riding Hood started to step backward. She was scared, and then she hid behind the wolf and she was shaking out of fear. But in that moment, when he saw her like that, everyone was shocked. It was another predator, another figure. He was fearless. He was ready to fight the whole pack. He was ready to fight anyone who wants to hurt that girl, as if his only goal in the world was to protect that little girl who was hiding behind him. With so much bravery, he threatened and ordered the alpha of the pack to withdraw. The wolf didn't attack anyone. He didn't touch anyone. He didn't bite anyone. But his anger touched every single wolf around him, that they were afraid. And that moment was magical for Red Riding Hood. First, because she was living an adventure, and second, because she knew somehow that with him she's always safe. And third, because she discovered that she doesn't understand wolf's language, because she didn't understand anyone right there. Instead, she understood him and only him. They stayed there for a couple of days, and meanwhile she decided to heal his wound, even if he didn't like it. Look, Smarty, either you let me do it or I'll kick your ass. You know I'm the only one who doesn't fear you. And not because you love me, no, but because I am stronger than you. With one punch in your face, you'll be dead, so don't make me angry, okay? Said Red Riding Hood, trying to heal his wound. Of course, Your Majesty. I can't face you, I'm so weak. Can't you see how I'm shaking? Please have mercy on me, my queen, replied the wolf. And when she was healing his wound, she saw how much he was in pain. So for the first time, and unconsciously, she hugged him so tight and started to rub on his back, and she cried. Don't look at me, please. I look ugly when I cry, she said. Who told you you're pretty in the first place when you don't cry? Mocked the wolf. Then they laughed together. Do you really love me? Asked the girl. Well, I can eat you up, answered the wolf. Well, literally you can. And they both laughed. No, I mean, I know what you mean, Smarty. And then they laughed again, but Red Riding Hood remembered the fact that he's a wolf. And she frowned again, and she gave up again to that sadness inside of her that she can never be with him. And she said, I think I have to go away. We're dreaming, Wolfie. We're going crazy. We're breaking nature's rules. She said so desperately. Please don't let me drown in my darkness again," begged the wolf. And she cried and she screamed and she fell on the floor, helpless. And she said, "I love you. Damn it. I truly fell in love with you, and you are the one to be blamed for making me fall in love with you. What can I do now? I'm lost. It is impossible, Wolfie, impossible, and that's killing me." He was silent for a moment, and then he asked her, "Do you accept me with all of my flaws?" He asked with a very low voice while he was getting closer to her. "I can't see your flaws, Wolfie. All I can see is that you are the most beautiful thing on earth." That's what she said. And he thought she was high. But she was honest, like never before. He asked, "What do you see in my eyes, Miss Red?" "I can see them everywhere. And every time I close my eyes, they make time stops, heartbeat fast, and a brain that is frozen. I can only look at them with joy without thinking of anything," answered the girl, crying. Then silence was all over the place. Faces were close to each other. They saw each other through the moonlight, and despite their fear, they kissed each other. "You are human! You're human!" said Red Riding Hood in a hysterical way. "What do you mean?" asked the wolf, thinking that she's wishing him to be human. When I kissed your lips, you became human, Wolfie. I swear to God, I saw it. Your lips, Wolfie, your lips were soft, and I can't believe what is going on." "Is that a fairy tale or something?" said the girl while walking in circles around the wolf. And then she decided to do it again. But this time, they had a war where their lips were the soldiers and their feelings were the Russian weapons through which they paralyzed each other's lives. They couldn't stop nor breathe. It was love in the air, two different worlds, east and west, far, far away. But she felt him diving on her belly. She almost howled like him. He was soft, full of beautiful emotions and feelings. She couldn't resist him, and she couldn't believe what she saw. Every time they stopped kissing, he turns back into a wolf. And of course, he didn't believe her, because to him, he was nothing but a monster. Suddenly, something happened, made that beautiful moment tragic. It was Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood was bleeding. The wolf was terrified, and he started blaming himself. "What did I do? I killed you. I killed you. No, please, don't die. I hurt you, and I'm sorry. I was selfish. Please, forgive me, my love. Please don't die. Don't leave me alone. I'm a monster, and my kiss is going to kill you. It's a kiss of death." He was scared as hell. Then Red Riding Hood spoke hardly. "I want to meet your eyes. I can feel you from 3,000 miles. Darkness, full moon, and stars are our peaceful signs. We don't judge, hurt, or criticize. We inhibit weakness, betrayal, and lies. Your voice makes me hypnotized. Walls fall on our heads heavy like 7 skies. Our laughters we send every night as a melody to the falling stars, to make a wish that life will give us new sexy scars. Realness is in your fucking words, 24/7 in my head brights. You make me wild in my dreams. that my lips tries. Your look is my kiss of death. It feels like 1,000 splendid suns. My heartache gonna bleed no more. No more broken hearts. Your soul confused my guts, but a story between me and you will definitely start. And what we can see is that Red Riding Hood could never trust someone again or love, but she had trusted a wolf blindly. She found love in the most hopeless place. She was smart, very smart, that she chose him instead of choosing any other charming man out there. He taught her how to love again, how to live. He taught her that a monster can be better than a fake human. He taught her to never prejudge people, especially from their appearance. He taught her that love breaks all the rules. He taught her how to be brave and not fear anything, how to have principles, even if people are calling you a monster. He taught her that being kind and nice never belittle your power. Instead, it makes you irresistible. The wolf gave her hope that goodness still exists, and that what she was looking for, that what she lost. He taught her how to become confident and defend herself instead of waiting others to save her. He taught her that her heart is still alive and it still can give unconditionally. He gave her a taste of freedom. He respected her and always listened to what she says. And the most important thing is, he believed in her. And then the wolf saw something. He never saw that thing before. It made him freeze in his place. It was a necklace. A necklace around Red Riding Hood's neck that have the same symbol on his claw. He couldn't understand how a birthmark on his body can be a symbol on Red Riding Hood's necklace. But then he was looking at her, and she was bleeding. Her mouth was full of blood. Her body was paling slowly, and the wolf was paralyzed. He couldn't help his lover. He couldn't stop death from stealing his hope from him. So he hugged her tight, and he howled. A tragic sound, full of sadness and despair, a mixture of a first last kiss feeling, and in a few moments it was gone. He lost her. The only thing that was shining in her was her necklace. It was all pale, almost blue, but her necklace was so bright, like a star, and it started to light even more. So he took it off and put it on his neck, and suddenly he wasn't there anymore. The wolf's mind traveled into a place he deleted from his life. He buried in his unconscious that he believed that it didn't even exist before. He saw a life. He saw light. He saw his parents. He saw his friends. And then he looked at his paws, but there was no clouds, there was no paws. There was hands. And then he looked at his feet. He saw feet. There were hands and feet, very clean feet. And then he was walking. He started walking, then he saw her. He saw her coming, and she was okay. And that what mattered for him at that moment. He didn't want to focus that he's having hands and feet like a human being. He was just happy. Oh my god, like It's a Red Riding Hood coming. She was smiling at him, feeling proud of him, very satisfied. She was holding a mirror and coming closer to him. He didn't understand why is she bringing a mirror, but he was happy though. And then Red Riding Hood looked at him in the eyes and she said, "Everyone look at himself in the mirror, but seldom they see themselves. Listen carefully, Wolfie. Listen. I won't say look. I would say listen. What do you hear?" She was holding that mirror in front of him and asking him to listen to it. And then she said, "There is a deep screaming coming out from the heart of this mirror reflex. Can't you hear it? Damn it, Wolfie, can't you hear it? I think you listen only to the sounds of your demons. You only see and hear what you want, don't you? You don't see what it is. You only see what you want it to be. Look at yourself. Love yourself. Why don't you love yourself? If you can't love yourself, how can you love me? And if you can't accept yourself this way, why you get mad when others don't? You're giving up on yourself, but fears if people will give up on you. You're hurting yourself. You're offending your soul and underestimating your smartness. You got lost in your darkness. You became blind that you don't see where do you really belong. You learned new languages, but you forgot your mother tongue language. And no, I don't mean words. I mean the language that no one else can understand except for you. The heavenly language through which you communicate with your inner soul. Look deeply, Wolfie. Who is that hostage in the mirror? He is screaming to get out of this jail. Can't you hear him? He's innocent. He's pure. Why? Why you're putting him behind the cells of this mirror? The innocent is imprisoned and the monster is out and free. Why did you sentence him to death behind this glass? This person behind the glass is human. Someone who sacrificed a lot, someone who got hurt, someone who cried all night long. This is someone who got slapped when unexpected people disappointed him. Someone who was good, someone who had hope. This person had suffered a lot. But Wolfie, this person loved himself a lot too. This person had sung at midnight with his lover and told beautiful stories and meaningful stories and created beautiful and magical stories to his lover. This person loved kids and respect ladies. This person had crazy, unforgettable memories with his friends. This person had dreamed. This person inside is not perfect. He hurt and got hurt. He made mistakes and did good stuff. But all of that because he's human. And this is what humans do. Give him a chance. Give him his freedom. Set him free. He deserves to live. He deserves to live happily. Save him. Save yourself, Wolfie. It is you. That human you're seeing in the mirror is you. Tears fell from his eyes like a flood when he saw a beautiful, beautiful young man with dark hair and beard, white like the moon, and sharp eyes with long eyelashes, tall and strong. But that man was screaming and hitting on the glass of the mirror with despair. He wanted to get out. He was so angry that he felt forgotten by himself. He begged the wolf to save him. he begged himself to save him. The wolf knew. He knew. It was him. He recognized himself. He remembered everything. He remembered his real life. He remembered his human side that he erased years ago. Why? Because this stupid life that imposes everyone to give up on their identity just because they are different. Just because they are good. Just because they have pure souls, not polluted like the rest. People wanted him to be like they wanted. They loved him at first, but they only loved him because he did everything they liked. He never said no. It was nice, always said yes, always had a smile on his face, always made people laugh. But when he started to say no when he couldn't, when he doesn't want to, when he doesn't want to do something, when he thinks they are wrong and speak his mind out, they hurt him. They treated him like a crazy person, like he comes from another world. They made him feel that he doesn't belong to them, that there is no place for him among them, just because he was thinking in a different way. He had different principles and different goals and different values, just because he had different desires, just because he was brave and don't fear anything. They called him criminal. Just because he proved someone's wrong, they called him rude. Just because he didn't smile once, they made him an unkind person. This society wanted him, me, and you to talk like them, walk like them, dream what they dream, and follow the path that they drew for us, which is the same as theirs. But that wolf, or that human, he knew that this path will lead him only to where they want him to go. This is why he decided to follow his own path with a huge sacrifice, which is being refused, being unloved and unaccepted from his family, his kind, from everyone. Until one day he pointed at the moon, and it was full moon, and he wished to be a wolf. He wished to be a monster that no one cares what he does, even if he kills, because this is what a monster do. He didn't know about the myth. There was a myth, the myth of pointing at the full moon, that happened once in each 1,000 years.